Hello, beautiful people. Broad shoulders, thick thighs, and buns of steel. This boss isn't a snack, he's a whole dang meal. He's hot and handsome, strong and sturdy. Oh yeah, we're about to get down and dirty. Step inside his ring if you're ready to rumble. I know you're a pro Zucker, no need to be humble. Because he's arrogant and aggressive, and this is his yard. He knows we can take it, so he's giving it to us hard. Okay, that's enough. I'm done being weird. I really need to stop making Zuk videos. It's time to take on hard mode, my dears. I know you can do it. Let's give it a go. Kick back, relax, and enjoy the show. So yeah, we've definitely been here before. If you've zucked a few times and are ready to take on the beefy version of this fight, there's a few things that you're going to want to keep in mind. The fights are almost the same except for a large number of differences. So like kind of not the same. Familiar, we'll call it. The fight is very familiar. In hard mode, everything is thicker. What does that mean? More HP. Double to be exact. Double the HP, double the fun. You do still have to watch out for the lava on the floor throughout the fight coming up from the holes, but not only is the floor lava, now it's raining lava. Literally. Zuk is going to yell things at you because he's honestly a rude, crude dude. He'll say flames consume you, skies burn, and fallen burn to ash, then lava will come towards you in a line. Just move from where you're standing when he yelled to the left or right a few steps, never forward or backwards. Just don't stand in the fire. Fire is bad. If you're like me and you don't play with game sounds, you can see the text in chat too. It's very helpful to know that the lava will always spawn on the opposite side of the room and move towards you, so you have a few seconds to figure out where you're going to move. If you don't move, I'll see you in Death's office. It's cozy this time of year. The Igneous waves are also spicier. Instead of the same Igneous boy, you'll get one of each, a spinny boy, a thick boy, and a bubble boy, as well as plenty of mobs to make the spice level hotter than the Caridian Desert in July. As far as where we'll be standing, we're still going to use the same southeast corner as our home base. What's different is during Igneous Waves 4, 9, and 14, we're going to start here behind this rock. We'll also start here for the first Jad in Wave 6. During Jad Waves 11 and 16, we'll start in our southeast corner, south of the rocks. And of course, everything's doubled. To phase Zuk before the challenge waves, we'll have to deal out 100,000 DPS. Now that's some big booty damage. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, you can do it. You're an absolute legend. Plus, we're going to take it easy our first time in hard mode and Zuk nice and slow. So Har-Aken is a little different too. Be ready for the lava plus X when Har-Aken is out of the lava, 3 lava bombs instead of 2, and some tentacles that spawn that normally wouldn't. Nothing a legend like you can't handle. As far as Zuk goes, there's one less auto attack between mega dumpy hits, so put on your big DPSing pants and do what you can. And finally, at the end, there's a new mechanic where you hit a pillar while running around in circles and avoiding bombs. This should feel very familiar if you've ever had a 50 GP RuneScape girlfriend before. I know that sounds like a lot, but don't worry. Like I said, we're going to be zucking nice and slow. And anyways, more cycles means more drops. Trust me. Before we get in there, we're gonna want to talk about what we're bringing. Normal mode Zuk is a big booty boss, and hard mode Zuk has even more junk in the trunk. You do not want to come here under-geared or you are in for a rough time. Maybe that's something you're into? I don't know. I'm not here to judge you. So we have options. Whatever you bring, just make sure that it's high level. Magic is really good here, especially if you have tank armor and animate dead. Necromancy tank armor and darkness is also a really good option for baby legends. And I mean, you can use darkness if you use any of the other styles as well. You could use range here, but like, ouch. And if you melee this fight, you're an absolute madman. That is not necessarily a bad thing, it's just the truth. I decided to be a little crazy and mix and match. Today we're going to be using 3 pieces of magic tank armor so we can take advantage of animate dead, but we'll be doing big booty necromancy damage. Who doesn't love mixing and matching? You can bring obsidian armor and a TokKul-Zo, whatever ring. I don't know how to say anything in this game. Who knows how to pronounce it? A Reaver's Ring for Zuk if you have it. Cinderbanes for the waves. A Blessed Blast. I think you get where I'm going with this. Bring better than what you see here on this screen and you're going to be A-okay. If you do decide to bring obsidian armor, don't forget to donate TokKul in the fight cauldron for a 10% damage reduction buff for up to an hour with 3 donations. I kept what I brought for this video as minimal as I thought I could handle without having the worst time ever, because I want to show you that it's not necessary, but obviously it is most definitely encouraged to bring everything that you have. Weapon poison, I would say, is probably a must-have here, and we're going to use incense to make it even more powerful. We are also going to use incense to increase the duration of our potions, overload and weapon poison, because we want them to last longer so we can really enjoy them. I mean, this is just a really long fight. Penance powder is also going to be your best friend here. We're about to start a long, sweaty zucking session, and we're going to need a lot of prayer to make it to the end. The energy potion is for the last part of the fight. A good zucking session involves a lot of cardio, and you're likely to run out of energy. Feel free to bring whatever familiar you feel most comfortable with. Today, we're going to yak it up. There is no shame in the pack yak game. We are also going to use vamp aura so that we don't have to worry about a thing. Necromancy, magic tank armor, animate dead, vampire, incense sticks, pack yak, check, 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 check. Okay, now that we know what we're bringing, let's get down to business. And of course, this is the part of the fight where I'm doing my live commentary, so expect giggles, random thoughts, intrusive thoughts, and a lot of stalling. And maybe some silence. So wave 1, we are feeling good. We have been here, we know what we're doing, we're chill, so chill. Well, as chill as we can be, surrounded by lava, being attacked by demons from hell. Right here, Zuk says skies burn, and we're going to see the lava appear on the opposite side of the room. We're just going to move to the other side of the southeast corner, and everything is okay. Honestly, waves 1 through 3 are what you already know and love about zucking, with some lava thrown in the mix. If you didn't think that zucking could get any hotter, you were sorely mistaken. The lava rain happens about every 40 seconds, but are we really paying attention to the time? What is time? It's a construct. It doesn't mean anything. Just look out for your text or your audio cue and you will be fine. Probably. One thing that I love about Necromancy here is the combination of Threads of Fate and Finger of Death. It just makes mobs absolutely melt. And if you don't want to use the magic finger, you can always use Volley of Souls after Threads of Fate and just watch the mobs disappear. Another ability you should use here when clearing mobs is Bloat. Hit them with the ick and watch it spread to the other mobs like a room temperature butter going onto a hot piece of toast. Man, I just love hot bread. Death Skulls also go so hard when zucking. They just bounce between you and mobs and up the AoE damage output without you really having to think about it too much. You can see before each wave, I'm going to my start point for the wave so that I can kind of reset and reevaluate what's going on with my life. Now, one ability that I would not use here is Spectral Scythe. This is going to put you into melee distance, which means you're probably going to get pulled out of the safe spot. As you can imagine, this is not good. You can use this ability if you want. I mean, you're a literal gaming legend, and I am not here to tell you how to live your life, but I don't think it's worth the chance of getting your teeth kicked in by a bunch of thick range boys. Okay, so let's go ahead and start talking about wave 4 before we get there. After we deal with all of these mobs, we are going to go stand behind the northern rock that is closest to Zuk. It is ideal to have this meleeer stuck behind this rock here because we can soul split, make sure we get our HP up, and go start the Igneous wave. The Igneous wave is pretty spicy, but if you do it this way, it's going to be pretty manageable. So we're going to start behind the northern rock because that is where the Igneous spinny boy is going to spawn. We need a stun, so we're going to use the weapon spec of the Death Guard to stun the spinny boy, and we're going to unload on him. If you can't weapon spec, you can always soul strike. Hopefully we kill it, and then we move to the west wall, all the way next to the wall, so we trap the rangers and deal with the other mobs first. Well, we trap the Igneous, Thick Boy, and one of the rangers, and we hit this ranger, then we move forward and draw off that meleeer, move back so we're not getting hit by the rangers, and we can just take our time. Oh, and make sure to watch out for the fire. That definitely still happens during this part of the fight. There it goes. Now we can focus on the rangers one at a time behind this rock, and make sure to use the threshold ability on the Igneous ranger. Finger of Death is going to work great. After we kill this one, we are going to move south of this rock and attack the meleeer that is stuck behind the rocks to the south. You can also reconjure, soul split to get your HP up, then pray magic and attack the bubble boy. We just pray magic and avoid killing the two magic users, the big cat and the magic thing, because if they die, it's gonna respawn all of the mobs that we killed, and it's just a lot of damage that we really don't need to take. Oh, and when I say all the mobs, I mean the regular ones, not the igneous ones, don't worry. Remember, to kill the bubble boy, you're gonna have to get up close and personal. Now, what you're going to want to do to save this fight is repeat this wave. Do not phase Zuk this time. This is going to allow you to start the challenge with full HP, 100% adrenaline, and a clear mind. I, unfortunately, forgot not to do big booty damage this time, but don't worry, next Igneous wave I 2-cycled so you can see exactly what I mean. Okay, so for the first challenge, it's really easy with Necromancy. We're going to use Threads of Fate and Finger of Death on one of the minions, and that is going to absolutely obliterate 3 of them. Then we're going to use whatever you want, a Volley of Souls, a Weapon Spec, just basically anything you have to hit the other ones, and you're in there like swimwear. Okay, we are going to hang back here at this rock because it's the first Jad wave. Take care of these rangers and watch out for the fire. When everything else spawns in, you can move around the rocks to trap stuff and just be as safe as possible. You can kind of draw everything to this side, then move over to the west side of the rocks and it'll stay trapped, and you can kind of move away from the fire and take everything on one-on-one soul splitting. One thing I want to point out is that you are not going to get lava rain while beating down Zuk after the Igneous wave or while doing the challenges, so just focus on the big booty damage and leave your worries behind. Once you're all done up here, go down south and take on Jad. Now, if your HP is low, make sure that you get in a sneaky res off of Jad so that you have full HP when starting the next wave, and trust me, you are going to want it. You can see here, I do use Bone Shield Resonance, even though I have a shield in my inventory. The shield is mostly for the 3rd special challenge. I like to use Bone Shield Resonance because it allows me to keep doing big booty damage. Now, if you were wondering how hard the lava rain hurts, you're about to get a good idea. I was not paying attention and I stood in it. Nothing to panic about. We can use resonance again and get our HP right back up like nothing happened. But yeah, so if you were wondering if you could just not pay attention and stand in the rain a little bit, the answer is no. No, you cannot. The rain hurts so bad. Don't stand in it, friends. Jad is gone, I reconjured, and I am ready to take on more waves. You'll also see that I stand directly south of the rocks and then move right to the east wall when I'm paying attention. Those are going to be your go-to spots for getting out of range from the bad touch of many mobs targeting you at the same time. And also the fire. Fire hurts. So sometimes things do get a little spicy in the safe spot, but that's okay. That's what pack yaks are for. What you do have to be careful with when using Necromancy as Zuk is the range of Necromancy itself. It is shorter than a rock crab. If you aren't careful with your clicks or you have auto retaliate on, you'll get pulled into the thick of it quickly and pay your friend death a visit faster than you can say "Zuk me baby" one more time. Yeah. Be careful. Another thing that is nice before waves is that you have plenty of time to reconjure your battle buddies without using adrenaline. Having the ghost conjure up is super nice for the passive heals that you get. And trust me, keeping conjures up is a big brain move. Like 500 IQ. Their extra damage really adds up, and they absolutely wreck the mobs when they're all out together. How cool having our own little undead army. Another thing that you might want to consider doing is using Devotion, Debilitate, and Reflect when things are getting extra hot and you want out of the kitchen. These defensive abilities are going to keep you from throwing sailfish back like it's your job. I would say the number one thing to remember no matter what while you're hard mode zucking is to breathe. Just don't panic, remain calm, and know that everything can be fixed. No matter how bad you step out of place or mess up, you can always get somewhere safe and figure it out. Oh, and also make sure to recast Animate Dead or Darkness, whatever you're using. It doesn't work if it's not active. Isn't that crazy? Don't be like me. Do as I say, not as I do. After wave 8, we're at the Igneous wave again, so I'm going to zen out and do exactly what I did the first time, except this time I'm going to remember to 2-cycle for safety and comfort. You can hang out and watch or skip ahead to the second challenge. Don't worry, you're not gonna miss anything. I'm gonna be honest, I have nothing to say until we get to the second challenge. Okay, and we're back. Did you miss me? It's time for the second challenge, the thick tanky boy. If you hit him less than 3k, he literally just laughs in your face and eats the hit. This guy actually eats damage for breakfast and lunch and probably dinner too. What I like to do is start with Death Skulls because each hit will definitely land. Then you can use a Volley of Souls, Weapon Special Attack, or Finger Death, and you should have no problem taking him down. And make sure that you vault him so that you hit a little harder than you normally would with all of these abilities, because you can see some of mine did not hit like they should have, and that's because I forgot to vault him. After you absolutely crush the second challenge, run to the southeast corner, stand under the rocks as fast as you can, and get ready for double Jad. Kill the mobs nice and slow, no rush, and then take down the Jads one at a time. Oh, and be careful using Resonance to heal on the first Jad because there is a mob trapped with him, normally, it should be at least, and that could snipe your res if you're in range. And by the way, this was like a 45-minute kill, but I put it at 1.5 speed for the video because I ain't trying to be here all day. And I know you're not either because you've got places to be and Zuks to do. I mean, what? Yeah, nothing special though. Take on the Jads, go back to your southeast corner, and deal with the mobs. I'm going to see you guys before the third challenge. I should point out that wave 14 is the third Igneous wave, and you're going to do that one exactly like we did the first two. Again, feel free to skip ahead or listen to the ominous chanting in the background while I get there. Oh, hey there, long time no see. For the last challenge, we just need to survive. That's why we have our trusty, dusty shield. Any shield is going to work, just make sure that you have the turtling perk on it, which makes your barricade last longer than your last relationship. I'm sorry. So what we want to do is make sure that we start the third challenge with 100% adrenaline, then equip our shield. When we see the challenge mob spawn, we're going to go ahead and pop that barricade. That's it. Keep your shield on and wait. Surge to the southeast corner when it's over, and it's time for triple Jad. And remember, lava rain is scary. Now, if you really wanted to, you could do the third challenge without a shield, with bone shield and necromancy, but it's just more effort, and that's that ish we don't do. If you want to use bone shield to barricade, what you're going to have to do is resonance the first hit, disruption shield the second hit, and then barricade. Otherwise, it just won't last long enough, and I'm sure that's something most of you guys can relate to. Yeah, intrusive thoughts, you know? I warned you. But see what I mean? That's a lot of effort. Turtling is a cheap perk to get quickly, and it is definitely worth the few minutes of your life that that'll take you. At this point, we are literally just killing Jad, so yeah, I will see you at Har-Aken. Feel free to skip ahead. Hello, beautiful people. We have finally made it to Har-Aken. So Har-Aken is the same as normal mode, except for a few things. First, the lava bomb after the screen shake is going to happen 3 times. Next big difference is this attack. When you see the text appear on screen, move forward a few steps, like 3, and you'll be safe from this attack. Also, watch out for the fire. There's a lot happening in Har-Aken, but trust me, you'll get used to it. So the screen shake bomb is going to happen 3 times per cycle, and hopefully you don't have to do more than 2 or 3 cycles, because otherwise it's just kind of toxic. So what we're going to do to be nice and chill is when Har-Aken dips down into the lava, we are going to pick a corner, any corner, your favorite corner, kill the tentacles in that corner, and then relax in that corner. I just said corner so many times that the word corner is not sounding right to me anymore. So you can see here, I accidentally forgot that there's a crap ton of lava. I just like disassociated for a second. Maybe I got too comfy. I don't know, but I lost my sign of life. That's okay, we're not panicking. That's literally what signs of life are for. Like the very wise Hannah Montana once said, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Everybody gets that way. Once the second plus X attack happens, it's time for Har-Aken again. But you can kind of see how killing the tentacles in one corner and just hanging out there is a very chill way to complete this fight. Now you're going to want to do big booty damage here because Har-Aken eats damage for breakfast. There is a damage reduction buff based on the number of magic tentacles in the arena, but we do not do math around here, so just hit Har-Aken as hard as you can. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Now it's time to take on Daddy Zuk. So there's only a few changes in hard mode here. First is one less auto between beefy attacks, so keep that in mind. We are now zucking hard and fast. Anyways, make sure that you're praying melee, use freedom to clear the first attack, the magic bleed, and then get ready to surge away from the sword slamming attack. Oh, and if you go too far, surge away out of melee distance, you get a magic attack thrown at you, keep that in mind. Next, use resonance to block the bomb he drops on you, and then get ready for the pizza phase. So at the start of pizza, you're going to get stunned. He's gonna drag you like this, and once you stop moving, use freedom, then surge over to the spinny boy, stun him, and then kill him. Remember, don't panic. If you don't find a stun right away, just take your time. Well, not too much time. Find the stun and then kill it quickly. Next, we're gonna run over to the second one. We're gonna use a threshold ability. Finger of Death is my go-to for this. And then we're just gonna wait because that died really quickly. Surge over to the bubble boy, stand in his face, and just do what you gotta do to send him to hell. When this one goes away, press the special button. You'll see it over my skills. Then we phase back to Zuk Fight, and we just repeat this over and over and over again until we get to 100k life points. So when I said there's only a few differences between hard mode and normal mode Zuk, I meant it, you see? You can trust me. The biggest change is the HP. Double HP is just bad vibes. So you're probably going to have to do several pizza waves to get to the 100k HP phase threshold, and that is okay. Take your time and enjoy the Zucking experience. Also, make sure to have plenty of vulnerability bombs because you're gonna go through them like crazy, but they are so worth it to make this phase go faster. Go at your own pace and breathe. Relax. Don't get all worked up. And remember your conjures, they help a lot. Oh, and if food is low at this point in the fight, which it's okay if it is, you've been in here a really long time. You can always soul split during the pizza phase to recover HP. Just make sure that you switch back to prey melee when you face Zuk, or you are in for a world of hurt. If you are just trying to get drops and get the kill done, you don't have to worry about doing anything perfect anyways at this point because you're at a checkpoint, the only checkpoint in hard mode I should point out. They don't exist before Zuk, so once you get to the Zuk fight, you are good to go, you can finish the fight. I know for me, when I was learning hard mode Zuk, the number one thing that kept going wrong was I was just getting in my own head. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do it perfectly, telling myself like, oh man, I messed up. I can't believe I did that. I was just like working myself up and I didn't need to be doing all that. If you want the combination cape, it's probably going to take you a few Zuk kills before you really feel comfortable with the whole fight to do it all in one go. And that is okay. Everybody does things at their own pace in this game, and if it takes you 5 kills or it takes you 20 kills, eventually you'll get it done and you'll be so proud of yourself. Another thing I'm going to say is I definitely preferred using magic for this fight, but I'm just way more comfortable with magic. I am a magic girl. For this guide, I wanted to show you how to do it with necromancy, one because it's new, but also because it's a combat style that does a lot of damage with a lot less input than the other combat styles, and it is very accessible to newer PVMers. What I'm saying is necromancy is baby legend friendly, so I wanted to give it a try for this guide, even though it's not something that I would normally do. Now, yeah, I use magic tank armor because animate dead is just really good, and crit bloom has gone down recently, and these 3 pieces are quite affordable. And yeah, there's definitely still some grind involved in acquiring it all, especially unlocking animate dead, but I will say darkness is also really freaking good, so if you only have necromancy gear, you can definitely do this fight. You just might need to be a little more careful than I was. Okay, we are finally on to our last pizza phase before we get to the new phase in this fight. This was a marathon of a kill, and I forgot to 2-cycle 2 of the Igneous waves, so you can imagine how long this will take you. I mean, like I said, this was a 45-minute kill. It was just a tad bit under 45 minutes, 2-cycling only one of the Igneous waves, and yeah, that's a doozy. Okay, that is enough stalling on my part. We are finally facing Zuk again, and we're going to get to 100k HP. Where there's a will, there is a way. So at 100,000 HP, Zuk is like, nuh-uh, girlfriend, and goes to his throne to pout and plot. A pillar is going to spawn in the middle of the room, and Zuk then starts throwing bombs at you. This is what the energy potion is for. We are going to run around in circles and hit the pillar. Every 20,000 damage, Zuk is going to charge up a very dangerous hit. You'll see a bar over his head. Before the bar fills up, you should use the resonance ability to block the hit, or else you'll get sent to Death's office. Make sure that you start running after the big hit because Zuk immediately starts throwing more bombs at you. If you get behind on running and are getting absolutely smacked by bombs, you can always surge or dive away to give yourself a few seconds. Oh, and if you call one of your conjures up during this thing, you are in there because they do a decent amount of damage to the pillar while you're running around. You see him kind of down, charging up, res, and run. If you're an absolute legend, you can also disruption shield the big hit. Oh, and make sure that you're not standing right next to the pillar because it can snipe your resonance or disruption shield, and that will make you sad. If you're only going to be using resonance, make sure that you don't DPS the pillar too hard and phase before your resonance is off cooldown. Now, you are only going to get hit by bombs running around during this phase, so you can go ahead and soul split to keep your HP high in case you take a few bombs to the face. So the good news is that you're only going to have to survive 4 big hits. After the last 20,000 damage, the fight is over. I really took my time with this. I only used resonance and just waited until the cooldown was over before I phased it. Sometimes I almost forgot, and that was a little scary when I realized, but that's okay, it all worked out in the end. A great attack to use here is the special weapon ability. It hits really hard and it does not stop you from running. But yeah, once you get down to the last 20k, you don't have to worry about cooldowns or anything. Just literally kill the pillar as fast as you can and get the heck out of dodge. As you can see, he starts throwing bombs a little bit faster and it's just really spicy. But we like it spicy and it's nothing that we can't handle. And that's it. Now that you're a Zukspert, go out there and farm your sword pieces. Watching this guy gives you an 88% RNG boost, so you'll definitely get so many drops. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, be kind to one another. See you next time, friends.